Welcome to the first episode of Home Pod Advantage. I'm your host, Calvin Silvers. I got my co-host from right to left.
I'm Brian.
Ty. And I'm Eric.
And we got quite a few topics to talk about today. I believe the first thing we want to talk about is the top 25. We had top 6 teams all losing in one day, and that was the first time since the AP poll era, 1948 to 49. We had Gonzaga lose to number 19 St. Mary's, 67 to 57. Arizona lost to Colorado, 79 to 63. Auburn lost to number 13 Tennessee, 76-62. Purdue lost to Michigan State, 68-65. Kansas lost to number 3 Baylor, 80 to 70. And Kentucky lost to number 14 Arkansas, 75-73. First question, out of those 6, what was the most surprising? I think
definitely Gonzaga. I feel like
you think it's.
I would have also.
Yeah. I was not expecting that. Was at Gonzaga too? Correct.
Here's the thing, though.
It was it St. Mary's?
Yeah.
Number 19 St. Mary's. Arizona lost to Colorado, who wasn't even ranked, though.
Yeah, and based off of how they updated it today, I was very surprised that Arizona is still at number 2.
Arizona's still at number 2, and
yeah.
Gonzaga's still at number 1.
I'm not too mad about Gonzaga not moving down to 1. I still think Gonzaga is the best team in college basketball. I still would take them to win the tournament today, even after the loss to St. Mary's. If it was at home, it'd be a little different, but it's on the road against St. Mary's. So St. Mary's is a top 25 team, so they're good.
I personally don't think Gonzaga should be number 1.
No, I'm not letting them off the leash. They can't lose any conference games. They can't do that.
And I get it. St. Mary's, like you said, ranked conference games are going to be a little harder because there's a lot going on in the conference. But with Gonzaga just being always at the top and not really feeling pressure, I feel like, as Ty said, you should always win in that conference if you're Gonzaga.
Every time.
I get upsets happen, but
so if you do want Gonzaga to move, you want Baylor to go all the way up to 1 because they went up to 3 now, and they went up 7 spots because they were 10 before they beat KU. So you want Baylor to go all the way up just because they beat KU at 5. You got to think of it like I feel like since Gonzaga has 3 losses, Baylor has more. Gonzaga, I think, deserves to be 1, even with the loss against St. Mary's.
Baylor has 5 losses. Gonzaga has 3. Arizona has 3. This is the top 5. Duke has 4. Auburn has 4. Those are all losses. I think Duke should be number 1 after what happened, and here's why. I was thinking Baylor, but then I was looking more into it. They lost by 10 to number 12 Texas Tech. All right, whatever. You can't lose by 24 points to Kansas. I don't care how good Kansas is. 24-point loss. 9 points to 25 Alabama. 7 points to Oklahoma State. And 3 points to Texas Tech. So they lost to Texas Tech twice. The way they lost some of those games, I feel like you can't be number 1 losing by 12, 24, 9. And Duke, although these teams weren't ranked, they only lost by 1 point to Virginia, 1 point to Florida State, 2 points to Miami, and they lost to 5 points to Ohio State, who's 23rd, and Duke is on 6 straight wins. And with Coach K's final year, I feel like it's going to be a magical season.
No, I feel like it's not going to be like that for Duke because they have close losses, but the teams they're losing to, those are not that good of teams. Like,
I mean, Virginia, you could argue they're not having the best season, but they're usually a pretty good defensive team, usually up in the rankings. Florida State, probably. Florida State, Miami probably shouldn't lose to. 5 points to 23 Ohio State.
That's not a bad loss.
That's not a bad loss there.
I think a good team.
And that was earlier in the season.
Yeah.
I think they're just simply out-talenting those teams. They have NBA players on their teams, so they can get away with playing bad and beating a team like Miami or losing, like playing a close game like that. But if you play another team that has NBA players on there like that, they're going to lose.
I don't know if we talked about this, but Gonzaga, lost to St. Mary's. They also lost to Duke, and they've also lost to Alabama. So teams that are in the top 25, they're losing to.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have some wins against some top 25 teams, but I just don't think they should be number 1 right now, especially after that loss to St. Mary's.
Yeah. I mean, Gonzaga's the same story every year. They don't play in a good conference, so they get all this underrated press every year saying, they don't play in these good teams, but they're always at the top of the top 25 every year. They always have a great run in the tournament. Usually they get inside at least the Elite 8, sometimes Final 4, national championship. But I don't know. Gonzaga's just Gonzaga, man. They're real good, and I think they deserve the number 1.
I think like I said, this is obvious. I'm stating the obvious here. deserve a 1 seed. I don't know if they deserve the 1 spot in the AP. The top 5, like we said, Gonzaga, Arizona, Baylor, Duke, Auburn. I think you move Duke 1, Baylor 2, Gonzaga 3. I don't even know if I want. I don't believe in Arizona.
I don't think so either.
I don't
That's
think
bad
Auburn
loss
should be
on
top 5 either.
Auburn, I also agree, should not
I think
be top
Auburn's
5.
a fake team as well.
So let's just go through the top 10. So we got the top 5. Then we have Kansas at 6, Kentucky at 7, Purdue at 8, Providence at 9, Wisconsin at 10. Any of those teams you'd rather see in the top 5, like Kansas, Kentucky, Purdue, Providence, Wisconsin?
I'd like to see KU in the top 5.
I
think KU's better than Auburn. I think KU's better than Arizona.
Okay.
I think Kansas is definitely better than Baylor too. They only lost because I think it was at Baylor. They beat them a few weeks ago at home. So I would put KU at they lost. You can't really put them up, I guess, on how the AP goes. But I think KU should definitely be in the top 5.
Facts, man.
I would
over Auburn.
Yeah, I would put Kansas over Auburn. I'm keeping Gonzaga, Baylor, Duke, and then I'm gonna add Kansas, and then to replace Arizona, I guess probably Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess maybe you could have Arizona.
I like Kentucky too. They're missing 2 starters right now, and they're still playing super good.
Yeah, I like Purdue as well too. I think Purdue plays in the Big Ten, which is tough. They lost on a buzzer beat or a go-ahead 3 with 3 seconds left. I mean, it shouldn't have probably been as close with Michigan State, but Purdue's got some great NBA players on that team. They got Jaden Ivey, who's he's top 10 pick. They got that 7-foot center. He played well. I mean, they have a good team. I think Purdue can make a strong push this year in the tournament.
I think Purdue's downfall is going to be one of those guards is not going to be on during the tournament game, and you're going to have some of your big men, since they're so big for Purdue, they're going to be slow, and I feel like Purdue's going to get matched up with these bigs that aren't as tall but are more athletic and fast. I feel like in transitions and quick play, that's going to hurt Purdue.
But I'll say this: they have an NBA player on their team. He's an agile NBA player. You could put him on anybody or tell him to do anything.
But at some point, the further you get within the tournament, which we are planning on having some tournament coverage, which is going to be fun. That's something later. But the further you go in the tournament, the more NBA players are going to be on teams.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
And let's not forget, Illinois got bounced second round last year. Purdue, I believe, also got bounced that second round. They got bounced the first. Was it first or second? They lost
to North Texas, I believe, in the first round. 4-13 upset.
So
but I don't know. Purdue, maybe they're different this year, maybe they're not. But I mean, I like what I've seen so far, and let's hope they just don't disappoint when the time actually comes. I have them going far, and they lose in the first or second round.
I think. Out of the Big Ten, I'm kind of liking Wisconsin to make a little run in the tournament.
I like Wisconsin too.
I don't think they will.
Really?
No. Coach is getting in fights after that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Juwan Howard, man.
So,
character.
Being an Iowa fan, I had to bring it up. Iowa moved up 1 spot to 24, and Ohio State is 23rd. Now, I'm just going to read something to you guys. Tell me if this makes sense. Here's Ohio State right now, the past week. Lost 75-62 to Iowa at home. Ohio State at home.
Good win.
Won by 11 against Indiana.
Okay.
So Ohio State lost to Iowa. Won by 11 against Indiana. Mm-hmm. Won by 3 against Illinois. Good win.
That's a good win.
Lost to Maryland, who's 11th in the Big Ten, by 10.
Yeah, that was a bad loss on yesterday.
Okay. Now here's this. Here's Iowa the past week. Won by 13 at Ohio State. Won by 26 against Michigan State. Won by 10 against Nebraska. Should Ohio State be ranked ahead of Iowa after I read those off?
Honestly, no.
Just based off, without any other context, Iowa should easily be ahead of Iowa.
That's what I was saying too, especially since they had that head-to-head matchup.
I was going to say, yeah. Since Iowa just beat Ohio State at home, and Ohio State is very good at home this year, I don't know how you have Iowa below Ohio State, especially after this week.
Iowa is winners of 6 of their last 7, which also I think is catching fire at the right time.
Yeah.
I get why I don't think they deserve to be top 15 or anything. I think top 20 is a fair ranking. I just think.
I was going to say, after that week and you only move from 25 to 24, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially
that's interesting.
26-point win against Michigan State. I'm not saying Michigan State's your Gonzaga or your Baylor, but
they were good. They were They were in the top 25 at the beginning of the year. I mean,
They had a
Michigan State
little
always
slump,
has a
but-
good team. You know, they have.
Well, when you have also as a Tom Izzo as your head coach, I don't really think you can go wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michigan State has a good legacy there with Tom Izzo and the players that they've gotten in the last 10 years. So
Before we move on, I just want to ask you, would you have ever bet in your life the top 6 teams to lose all in one day?
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I
would've
can
made
see
that
it.
bet?
Yeah. I mean,
It
I
would just be hard to pick which day that would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
I can imagine myself getting curious and just clicking on stuff and being like, this could work.
I wonder what the payout would have been. I should have done some more research
Okay.
on that.
I don't even know. I couldn't even see myself looking at that just because I would never have seen
that.
that
Would make
coming.
no sense.
I mean, I'm sure you would have had a. Like I said, I didn't look at the spreads or anything. I'm just assuming if you went all money line for the underdogs.
Gonzaga was favored by like 9.5, so that's like plus.
So they lost
that's
by
plus-
10.
That would be
Yeah.
plus.
So if you took spread there, you would have made some money.
that would have been
Yeah.
if you would have done St. Mary's money line. That's plus 400. That's 100. That's $400 off $100 easily, along
Wow.
with 4 other
It is.
underdogs. It would probably be
Crazy.
I was gonna say
At
at
least
least
10
Arkansas
grand.
was favored. I'm pretty sure Tennessee was favored. They were both at home.
They're all under. Everyone that lost was underdog. Or the top 6 teams are favored.
Yep.
So
What if-
Hey,
I thought
I'll
Arkansas
say
was
this,
favored.
man.
Ooh, they could have been just because. I guess, like I said, I should have done
I mean,
more
if it
research
was,
on
it was
that
no
one.
more than like 1 or 2 points. They were
Yeah.
both. They were low spreads. So
Yeah, I couldn't have been more than that. Ty, did you have something to say before we moved on?
Yeah. I don't think either of these teams will lose next game they play. So all 6 ranked teams who lost, bet on them.
they're gonna bounce back. They're gonna bounce back.
Bounce back. Yep,
They can't lose 2 straight. If you're in top 6,
No.
there's way.
No way.
No, I was gonna say KU. I knew KU. I had a feeling KU was gonna lose to Baylor, but they played TCU twice, one at home, one on the road. Then they got Texas, I believe, their last game at home. I think they can beat Texas at home.
Facts.
They barely lost to them on the road. Honestly, should have won. Bad inning. I'm pretty sure Ochai did not play very well at the very end of that game. We're not gonna get into that.
I'm gonna say
Shout out, Ochai.
Gonzaga still at number 1, Arizona still at number 2, Auburn dropped to 5, Purdue dropped to 8, Kansas at 6, Kentucky at 7. Next thing that we are going to talk about: does Aaron Rodgers deserve to be the highest paid quarterback? This morning, Diane Rossini reported that Aaron Rodgers wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL by a wide margin, talking something about $50 million a year. Is that selfish or not?
Yes.
No.
It depends.
That
I
is
think it
definitely
depends on the team. It has to be a very. If I'm in the
Desperate
NFL,
team.
there's a very few group of teams that I would pay Aaron Rodgers $50 million. He's 38 years old. You're not going to
Nope.
get more than 3 years
Probably
out of
3
him.
more than more than 3
He's
years.
brought in a lot of attention to him this year with the whole COVID situation. I just don't think he's worth it.
I don't even think he should be in the top 3. Like you have Patrick Mahomes, Josh
I
Allen.
was just gonna bring this up. Good transition
Yeah,
here. I'm gonna let you finish your thought here. Top 5 highest paid QBs at the moment: Mahomes at $45 million,
As he should.
27 years old. Josh Allen, $43 million, 26 years old. Dak Prescott, $40 million, which
That's high. That's too much.
29 years old. Deshaun Watson, who's not even playing right now, $39 million at 27 years old, and Russell Wilson, $35 million at 34. It's just some more quick things before we continue on. Mahomes, 8-3 record in the playoffs. Josh Allen, 3-3. Dak Prescott, 1-3. Watson, 1-2. Wilson, 9-7. Obviously, Mahomes, MVP, Super Bowl MVP, 2018 Offensive Player of the Year with 2 Super Bowls and 1 win. Dak Prescott was Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2016, and Wilson is 1-1 in Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So let's go over Rodgers now. Rodgers, 38 years old, 4 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 1 Super Bowl win back in 2011, 11-10 as a starter in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he's had 4 losses in overtime, and 3 of those overtime losses, the Packers had no offensive possession, and he's 1-5 in NFC Championship games.
Okay, I'll say
So
this.
does he deserve the $50 million then after hearing that?
If I'm Aaron Rodgers,
Okay.
I'm saying, how much is Dak Prescott getting paid?
$40 million. He's the 3rd highest paid quarterback right now.
I'm saying
ridiculous.
he's getting paid $40 million. I just want an MVP. I should get at least
Dak Prescott.
like at the bare minimum, so he could work his way up close to 50.
Even if not that, Deshaun Watson didn't play a single game. I need to make at least.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. That's fair.
So does he deserve more than Josh Allen at 43?
No.
No,
You can round it up. For Aaron Rodgers, you can't round it up.
I mean, yeah, the 4 MVPs are nice, but like if I'm paying somebody $50 million, I need you to show up in the playoffs, man. 1-5 in the NFC Championships, and he's lost the last 3 straight, I believe. They lost to the 49ers this year.
Yep.
They lost to the who did they lose to last year? They lost to the 49ers the year before that because that's the year the Chiefs beat them in the Super Bowl. Raheem Mostert ran all over him. He had like 4 touchdowns. Last year they lost to
We're testing your NFL knowledge here.
They lost to the Bucs. That's right. They blew that game against Brady, and then they let Brady just go in and win another Super Bowl.
So in 2019, they lost to San Fran. 2016 at Atlanta.
Oh, okay. The year
2014 at Seattle.
That's the year
that was the year Matt Ryan won the MVP. I'm pretty sure.
So you guys are saying you don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to come through in the playoffs, so
he has.
Statistically,
he
hasn't.
So he doesn't deserve $50 million, right?
No, not that.
I think he deserves more than Dak Prescott.
Yes, I agree.
So you're saying he doesn't deserve as much as Josh Allen?
No.
Josh Allen ain't won the playoffs.
He hasn't. He's 10 years
old.
old.
He's also 10.
26 years old. Aaron Rodgers is 38. Like you're gonna pay him $50 million for 3 years? Like, is it really worth it?
If I could get the Super Bowl in those 3 years, yes.
I guess.
And if he returns to Green Bay, which I don't think Green Bay would give him $50 million, they really have to change something there because they might just be getting the same thing again. If he goes to the AFC, who knows? It could happen. But the AFC's tough. You got Allen now. You have the Chiefs. You have Lamar if he gets healthy. You have Joey Burrow, who came out of nowhere this year and shocked all of us, unfortunately. And then you got Tennessee, I don't think Tennessee's very good, but they're still a good. They have a good team.
They have Derrick Henry.
The Chargers are getting good with Herbert. There's other teams that are slowly getting better, and then you bring him over to the AFC. I don't know if it's worth the $50 million.
So
you forgot the Ravens, but that's cool.
I said Lamar if he gets healthy.
Can't forget Lamar.
I don't think Lamar's very good, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's an argument for another day.
Different.
I don't want to.
It'll be interesting to see his offer that he's going to get, or his next contract that Lamar is going to get. But Packers are
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, probably. I need more than Packers are over $50 million in the projected 2022 salary cap, and we got to remember Adams needs to be paid too. I was going to say,
I feel like if another logical thing
over Devontae or Aaron Rodgers, who would you pick? Right, as a Packers GM,
I think you have to go Devontae.
You got to take 10 days out of take Aaron Rodgers because it doesn't matter.
But but if you don't take Aaron Rodgers, what's the point of drafting Jordan Love at this point? This will be his 3rd year on the bench now. Like eventually you waste a 1st round pick on a quarterback and not even use him. He played like 2 games this year when Aaron Rodgers got COVID. He didn't look good against the Chiefs.
He hasn't played. He doesn't have experience.
I was going to say, the connection wasn't there in that game with Devontae, but you give him a full season. Who knows what could happen? Devontae's the best wide receiver in the league, so I think I'd rather have him.
A lot of people can catch the ball. Only one person can throw it.
Yeah, only
one person can throw the rock, man.
That's fair enough, but
I just think with Rodgers' age, that's what scares me.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I feel like
he's gonna get. He's not even that mobile, anyways, really, but he's gonna get less mobile. Probably more injury prone with the age.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
They were saying these same things about Brady some years ago.
Yeah, but
he's still playing.
Brady's
Brady had like 6 rings before he went to Tampa.
Right now, who is better at playing quarterback? Like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
I think Aaron Rodgers throws a better football.
He throws a better football, but I'd take Tom Brady.
I take Tom Brady.
Because when it comes down to the
clutch moments,
the clutch moment of a playoff game, I'm taking Tommy B. I'm taking the greatest player in NFL history.
I get this year doesn't really support our case, but if you look at all the other years,
I'm not saying A-Rod's better than Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's career going this long is giving Aaron Rodgers inspiration. You know what? Give me $50 million. I can play for 4 more years.
Because if Tom Brady can play this long, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is in bad shape.
Oh, I don't think Aaron Rodgers should retire or anything. But Rodgers plays another year. He signed like a 3-year contract, $50 million. He's making $150 over 3 years. I wouldn't be surprised if he played one more year, and depending on how it goes, he just kind of comes out of nowhere a little early, like Andrew Luck, and he retires early or something like that. Obviously, he'd be 40 by that point, but you sign him for a 3-4 year contract, and he only plays half of it.
And I really think it's going to matter where, like, the money and all this, how long he's going to play, really matters where he's going to end up. I just don't think the Packers have enough money to give him that kind of money plus Adams money.
Plus Devontae.
I was just say if he gets
They
50
can't
million,
give
he's
him.
gotta get
They
somewhere
can't pay him homage. They can't pay homage.
Aaron
What do you
Rodgers
mean?
wants money.
Yeah.
That's how they gotta pay him in homage. Like, come on now, like
else. That ain't gonna work.
It
Come
doesn't
on,
This
work
is
like
a
that.
business.
Yes,
It's a
no,
business time.
guy.
It's a business.
you gotta
man.
have good business. Good business.
I know, and to have good business, you have to be able to make big, tough decisions like that and decide between those two which one you want, and you're not gonna be able to choose both.
You gotta. They're not.
Or if you
treating
do,
them
you're not
right,
gonna be able to
man.
give
Oh,
either one of
man.
the guys the amount of money they want because they're both gonna want to be the top of their position, and you're not gonna be able to do that.
If you're in Aaron Rodgers' spot, you're gonna take pay cuts and stuff.
No, but I've won y'all a championship and
Back
brought
in
y'all
2011.
So much fame.
And
That was
lost
10
so
years
many-
ago.
Okay,
Without
Without Aaron Rodgers, who's the next best Packer in the past 10 years?
Aaron Rodgers has
Probably-
been there for 10 years.
No, who's the next best?
I'd probably say Devontae.
Yeah.
I mean,
Statistically, probably
probably-
Devontae.
But you have some good names like you could throw out like Randall Cobb and all them.
I was
too.
gonna
That's
say,
not
I was gonna say
Aaron Rodgers,
Jordy
though.
Nelson. You
No,
know,
but
you got Charles Woodson.
it's
hard to
he's
be-
the
it's
face
hard-
of their team. Literally, the whole. He is their entire team.
Well,
Basically.
yeah, that's for any quarterback, though.
I was
That's
gonna
what
say
I'm
you
saying.
build around.
Besides
Devontae.
maybe like Ryan Tannehill,
Besides
because
Derrick
Derrick
Henry's
Henry.
Besides
there.
Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, every team is based around a quarterback.
But
Yeah.
even then, people were still talking about Carson Wentz.
He's not.
He's
No,
gone
who said
this
this?
year. They're getting rid of him.
They're probably gonna retire Aaron Rodgers' jersey.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
If
already,
you're
he's
gonna
already
retire
earned
his
that.
jersey.
I mean,
like,
he did win a Super Bowl and he's been there for so long. But what I'm saying is, at some point, I don't.
You have to let go.
Yeah,
gotta let it
you
go.
got to move on from it.
I mean, the Pats did with Brady.
Yeah, they did it from Brady.
And look at what he
Obviously,
did for that.
backfired in
I
a way
mean-
because he went to go win, but I don't know. Brady also had 6 when he left. Rodgers, if he left, he'd only have 1. Maybe that's what's been holding him back the last 5-6 years. But we're really just gonna have to see what happens.
So-
next
I mean,
season here.
The Chiefs' defense has been terrible, and Mahomes still goes out there. He won a
And
Super Bowl
yeah.
with an awful defense.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it came on at the right time, but you're right. That defense was middle of the pack compared to some of the players that the Packers have on defense.
Yeah.
They were not all healthy, but
Like
they
Johnny
got
Eagle.
back. They got healthy by the end of the year, coming start of the playoffs. So
it sounds like Ty, you're the only one who thinks that Aaron Rodgers isn't crazy for asking for that much money.
I don't think he's crazy.
he's
but I
not
don't
crazy
think
for
he
it,
deserves
but I
it.
think he's crazy to think he might get it.
so what could he have did to get 50? What do you have to do to get 50 mil?
Not go
Win it.
1-5 in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
You gotta get the Super Bowl
Probably
last 10
win-
years.
Have a
Yeah.
better playoff resume.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can't put up. A
He
10
plays
points
great
here
during
in
the regular
NFC.
season.
I was gonna
That's
say
right,
during
during the
four
regular season.
If you want to be, if you want,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, but at the end of the day,
What are you doing?
the regular season doesn't look good. Like you got to win.
As
Like,
you always say, we talk championships, not regular
exactly.
season wins, man.
I know all about it as a Chiefs fan. I watch Alex Smith go back, have plenty of 11-5, 12-4 year. We look great. And then we lose to the Tennessee Titans in the second round or
That's just,
first round.
people remember championships, they don't remember
So
regular
we're
season
saying
wins.
right now that
too many days
Aaron
on
Rodgers
this.
he does not come to the playoffs.
He doesn't.
He
No.
does not. All right.
No.
He hasn't lately.
Hasn't lately.
There, see, that's hasn't lately.
But
Okay,
and
but-
what I mean by lately is 10 years. That's
Hey,
a pretty big lately.
Tom went 10 years without winning one.
And he still has 7 though.
He
Like,
still has 7.
you know, he did take a big gap between the first 2 he won, but I mean, then he came back and he finished his end of his career
Yeah.
wrong.
What do you think A-Rod better do with the Broncos?
Man, you ain't getting.
Yeah.
If he goes there, you're not getting $50 million. There's no way.
There's no way.
I feel like if you guys get him, you have to.
We have his
You have to
head
trade
coach,
him or
his
something.
offensive court. We have everybody. We have so many Packers coaches on the Broncos.
And if he does
Still
go, I
not
just
there.
don't think he's going to get that $50 million.
You-
I guess you can't be stupid just to say that
the
out there.
Broncos
Though.
need
I
a
just-
quarterback.
You're not
bad.
lowballing it.
But if I was gonna say, if Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver though, I'd be pretty scared as a Chiefs fan. Like I don't want that defense is good. You guys have Cortland Sutton. You have
Two.
in my opinion the best rookie running back. I think Javonte Williams had a better year than
You guys have Mahomes though.
obviously we have Mahomes, but like
We have a good defense.
I
Yeah,
think
our defense is bad.
if we play Aaron Rodgers, like we have the
Twice a
offenses
year.
where they would just go back and forth, but Denver's defense being as good as it is,
Compared to
it would
ours.
eventually they'd
Hey,
be able to figure
regular-
that out.
I guess regular season, I'd be scared of the Packers. Come playoff time, I think you guys would be fine.
No, think about it. The Broncos and Chiefs played two closest games this year. The first one, y'all kind of took off at the end, but the second one, it was close.
It was.
And
You're right.
Drew
We
Lock
only
was
won
a
that
quarterback.
game because Melvin Ingram blew up Melvin Gordon. So
I think the Chiefs,
that
though.
fumble, yeah.
yeah, that was a nice play. Shout out to South
Yeah, we
Carolina
won by
by Melvin
4.
Ingram.
We won by 4.
The Chiefs
Hey.
had a crazy year.
It was
Lots
an
of
interesting
emotions.
Too many up downs, but
all right, we're gonna move on to try to keep a good time frame here with this podcast. Steph Curry or LeBron James, the face of the league right now,
All
right at this moment.
I'll say it's LeBron. You know why? I didn't see Steph Curry in a single Super Bowl commercial.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point.
right.
I think for like people that I think Steph Curry is bringing new people to the NBA. I mean, maybe not.
I agree.
NBA,
I would
but,
say
whenever he was like going crazy, like whenever him and the Warriors and the Cavs played 2 years in a row. That I think that game just because Curry was he was like Mahomes to watch comparison to the NFL. He was just so exciting to watch. Just half court, just on the money, everything.
I think now at this point in the careers, I think LeBron is still fun to watch, but I think Steph is more.
You think he's more the face?
I don't think he's the face. I think for younger people, he is like who the NBA like.
Yes, he is the NBA. I think for the younger generation.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the average age of the NBA fan who watches on TV, the biggest demographic is 35 to 44-year-olds. They're gonna like LeBron.
They're gonna choose.
People
LeBron.
are tuning into the Lakers losing games. People will watch the Lakers lose by 30 and watch the entire game just because LeBron's on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing. I think LeBron.
I still think LeBron's the face, but Curry might be. I think
so.
In the last 10 years, I think Curry has changed the game of basketball so much. Like there's certain players that I think of when you think of like how they've really changed the game of basketball. You got Michael, obviously. You got LeBron. You got Kobe. You got Curry. Those guys have really
changed.
They really have impacted the game so much. But I would still put LeBron above Curry as the face.
I think if LeBron retires, the face of the NBA goes to Giannis or Curry. I think that would be the new.
I think Giannis is.
I guess maybe that could have been a better question. If everyone says that LeBron's the face of the league, who's going to be the face of the league after he's gone?
That's what
I think it's going to be Giannis. That man his build is just ridiculous. He's slowly getting better at shooting. His foul shots are getting better. He's just you can't stop him. He gets to the basket so easily.
His only problem is he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks.
They're
not a bad team,
but they're not a.
They don't have any other
I don't think they're prestigious.
They have Chris. He's playing with Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday.
They're Chris Middleton's
a good shooter.
They're like above average role players.
But what I'm saying is,
they don't want to put the camera on Chris Middleton. That's not interesting.
With Golden State, you have the dynasty that they had. You also got the Splash Bros.
Yeah,
you got Steph, Clay. Draymond Green. He's either really loved or really hated, and that's going to get enough people to come and watch. He's a hard worker.
He just got a new stadium.
Okay, a new arena. Yep. So I think because I also don't think that Curry can never not be the face of the NBA, at least for a couple years.
Yeah.
Also,
I think Golden State as a team was like the face for a little bit when they were doing their run and their dynasty, but I don't think you can just not have Steph I don't think Giannis can just go over Steph and then Steph never have that time, even if it's just 2 years of him being the face. He's changed the game too much.
And honestly, they're still super good too. I think now that they got Clay back, I don't know. Draymond's hurt, but I don't know when he's coming back. Clay's playing well. They got good young guys. They're second in the West right now. I mean, they can make another good run this year. The West and the East are getting a lot more tough, but it's Curry, man. They've been here before. They know what to do. They can definitely prove themselves again.
The only thing I think that's hurting Curry in this regard is I wish he was more consistent when it came to his shooting percentage from three. Because I feel like he'll have hot streaks, especially earlier in his career, I think he was fairly consistent. Mm-hmm. Now it's just, hot streak, cold streak, 3 games hot, 7 games cold, another 5 games hot.
You know what that is? I think that is because Dre and Clay, they're not on the court with him at the same time.
That's also a good point.
Like when they're all 3 going at the same time, and he can get into that. When it's just him.
Then all the tension's on him.
It's harder to get those shots off when you're trying to step back threes and
with 2 people.
You're playing with new guys who you don't have the same chemistry as you have with Draymond and Clay and those other guys that you've been playing with during your last 6-7 years in this dynasty.
Won championships.
Yeah, it's different. The Warriors are bringing in the next generation in a way for them. Curry and them, they're still gonna be playing for a few more years, but they're bringing in new guys that in the next 10 years will be the names you think of on the Warriors.
They're trying to take
like
the Spurs route.
Yeah. And the more I think that these young players that they have now grow even slightly, that's going to cause more attention on them, which is going to again free up Steph.
Yeah.
So I think right now it's kind of a timetable to see how those players develop and get Steph going.
Yeah. Yeah, Wiggins has played very good this year as well. All-star starter, first time in his career, even though I was a little surprised. I didn't even know Wiggins was playing that well. But it's another good addition to have to help take some of the pressure off Curry and Clay. He's still slowly getting back in the game off of his second torn ACL. So the Warriors, I think, I can see them in the Western Conference Finals this year.
Oh, yeah, I
They
could
got
too.
to. Anything besides the Western Conference Finals in the next 2 to 3 years is bad for them because that window is getting
it's getting small.
The Grizzlies are a good third team to be scared of.
Facts. They have youth legs. They can run fast.
With these new teams coming up, the Suns, the Grizzlies, other teams like that, the window for the Warriors is slowly getting smaller and smaller. So
we're gonna move on, but just real quick, I just want a simple answer. We're all kind of agreeing that the Warriors are probably going to make the Western Conference Finals.
I would bet on it.
Who do we think their opponent would be? I'm going to go Suns.
I would say Suns. Because the Suns have been there. The Grizzlies, I think they're good, but none of these teams have experience.
I still think they're too young to really go that far.
What about the Jazz?
I don't like the Jazz. I don't like
they're never going to get there, or they never going to.
I mean, I could maybe see the Clippers if they get Kawhi and PG back.
I think the Jazz have to get a third weapon. They only have Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is the defense.
But
I mean,
I think he's overrated
quotations
in that situation. But we won't
all right.
get into that.
We're gonna stay NBA here. Embiid and Harden's potential. What is it?
Shaq, Kobe.
Shaq
and Kobe.
Harden is not that tough of a player to fill Kobe's. No one can fill Kobe's shoes, obviously, but
it's tough.
Shaq and Kobe-esque.
I don't know. Shaq's the most dominant player of all time, in my opinion.
Joel Embiid's out there dominating.
I will say Embiid.
I think they would make their own group just because of how the NBA is now and big men being able to shoot you ain't seeing Shaq out there throwing up threes, but Embiid can shoot threes. He's good from the foul line. I think if that's what you're going off of, I think they would create their own category.
And you can't tell me you can't run a good little pick and roll.
I was gonna say that they run
pick and pop. That might even be better than the pick and roll part.
I was gonna say Harden's looked good in his first 2 games. He got a triple double last game and almost got one, I think, his first game. So
the real question is we know they're gonna be good,
and they have Tyrese Maxey, solid.
In the playoffs for 7 games, all these players have Tobias, Embiid, Matisse Thybulle. You got
Harden. I don't know if you said Harden yet.
Maxey.
There's probably some other good role
that
players.
We're just not thinking. Any of those guys in 7 games guard Giannis.
It'd have to be Embiid.
It would have to be Embiid.
I would not want him to guard him though.
Why not?
Yeah, you're not going to have anyone else that can.
I don't think anybody else.
Somewhat match that.
Tobias can't guard Giannis. He's too small.
Joel Embiid is having a fantastic season. I don't think he's ready for Giannis in 7 games.
I don't think anybody is.
That's what I'm
saying. I don't know if anyone is.
I think the Bucks are going to win again this year. I think that Giannis is just unstoppable, and
they're both
Chris Middleton.
By the way,
Chris Middleton is a good enough shooter, and he'll get you those 20. I think Chris Middleton can easily get you 20 points a night. And Jrue Holiday, he's not bad. He does it all pretty much. Gets rebounds, steals, assists, points, all that. But I don't know. When it comes to a 7-game series, I think the Bucks can easily handle the Sixers.
7'3" wingspan for Giannis, and I just accidentally deleted the Embiid at 7'5".
I think the problem with
I think Giannis is just way more agile.
He's going around.
He is
way better movement. Embiid shoots better, but
I do think
Giannis is going to bully him.
Yeah,
I think
it's just there's not a lot of time for Harden and Embiid to really develop themselves as a duo in time for the playoffs.
That's true.
Because they're
a month at least.
They have a month, but
you can't.
The Bucks 20 games compared to the full season of 82 is a lot different.
One thing I do like, and Harden's obviously been in the league for way longer than Embiid, but Embiid has his first season average. This is just points. Because I'm more of a point guy. If you score points, you're going to be good. In 2016, from 2016 to 2021, 20 points in 16, 22.9 points average the whole season, and 18 at 27.5. 19 and 20. COVID and all this other stuff gets kind of iffy, and then this year he's averaging 29.8, so he's progressing every single year when there's full seasons to be played. That's promising to have.
Yeah,
and he's leading the league.
As you say, is he the MVP frontrunner right now?
He is MVP frontrunner right now. So to have that, and Harden, like I said, he's like 12, 14 seasons in the league now because he spent 9 with Houston, 3 in OKC, and he had 2 with Brooklyn, right?
No,
or 3.
No, this would have been his second.
This would have been his second. So you could 1.5.
Yeah.
So, but obviously in that little Houston run, I shouldn't even say little, 9 seasons, we saw Harden's potential, and it's pretty crazy.
They really should have beaten the Warriors that year. Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, they would have been the Warriors.
Missed 27 threes.
Yeah,
that's bad.
I don't even know how.
But is Harden's...
It's going to be his work ethic, I feel like, what's going to hold him back.
Is he clutch enough to really help in the playoffs?
Yes. I think in the playoffs he's going to, play basketball.
If James Harden's fully healthy, it's hard to stop him from getting 30 points and at least 10 assists.
Yeah, at least. And he's getting at least 6-7 boards a game,
Facts.
too.
That's at least at the bare minimum.
My thing is, I think their potential can be great.
Yes.
I think it's going to be more Harden letting them down than Embiid.
I agree with that.
Because Embiid has already been there.
That's not true. You know why?
Why?
Because, people like to scapegoat and say all this about Ben Simmons and all that. Ben Simmons he's not covering up, doing his part. But he's the second best player on the team. Shouldn't it be the first player's responsibility to carry your team through, trust the process? And he's lost every time.
I was just going to say, can you really do that?
They got beat by the Hawks. They got beat by the Hawks. And he was supposed to be the best player on the team.
I know, but
Ben Simmons still plays roles, though.
I was going to say, but maybe the reason why it didn't work is because Ben Simmons didn't play, or Harden is they needed Ben Simmons to play like Harden, and that's just not what they got. Ben Simmons, he can't shoot. He can pass well, but I think the shooting is just what kills him and holds him back so much because that just closes off such a big game of basketball, and it limits you so much. You're basically useless on one side of the ball because you can't shoot foul shots either. Harden is really good at getting the line. That rule is kind of changed this year, but I don't know.
And I think Joel. The only thing that has ever stopped Joel Embiid is him getting hurt, and he does that pretty often.
Yeah, I don't think I think he's avoided a pretty good
been pretty
amount
healthy,
this year.
But that's what's scaring me. He's been avoiding them.
Yeah,
it's a knock on wood here.
Do you think when the Nets get their 3 back, do you think they'll be dominant?
Not this year.
More dominant than
full healthy, full chemistry. The Nets are a better team.
So
I think so.
I was watching Max Kellerman's show this morning, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but he had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving as a better duo than Embiid and Harden. No. True or false?
Who, Kyrie and KD?
I don't know, man.
I would take that.
I don't know.
That one's a tough
KD's
one.
the best out of those 4.
I
don't know. I might put Kyrie at the worst. So 1 and 4 and 2 and 3.
I'll say this.
I guess Harden.
KD and Kyrie both have rings. The other 2 do not. They do not have rings.
But Kyrie did play with the best player, arguably the best player of all time.
And then KD played.
He was a matchup against Curry.
Yeah, he still played a huge part on that team.
Yeah. No, they both did their parts, and they both deserve. I'm not taking anything away from either of those rings, but that is something to keep in mind too.
That's a good point.
So, you said Shaq and Kobe-like potential?
Esque.
I was gonna say. I think they're just the way the big men are now. I just think they create their own.
I think if their chemistry gets up there, I think they will be crazy.
It's just tough now. The East is getting real good. 1 through 8 is impressive. So,
and like we said, yep.
Oh yeah, there always is, but still, the Cavs are probably frauds. They're playing well, but who knows? You got the Bucks; they're going to be good. Six will be good. Nets will get back when they're healthy. They'll be good. You got the Bulls.
Eastern Conference Championship.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the Bulls have enough experience.
Yep.
But they'll be good. You got.
But can we even use the experience as an excuse? Because you look at the Bengals and. Yeah, I get it's 2 different sports, but it's one game versus a game of 7. But
it's still the same idea.
Yeah, I think it's the same idea because I honestly don't think the Bengals. I don't see the Bengals getting past the divisional next year.
You think it was just kind of a lucky thing?
I think that they
were riding so high.
They finished the end of the season so well. They won their first game. They won their second. And at that point, it was just all that momentum that they had. It was just rolling off of that. And eventually it just ran out at the end. So
against a dominant Rams D-line.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
8 or 9 sacks in the Super Bowl. That is crazy.
Greatest defensive player of all time. Now he's got his ring.
Yeah.
Complete animal.
All right. So now we're going to transition to a different topic here. And we're going to do this every podcast. We each are going to give a pick for betting that we believe is guaranteed or highly likable.
We like the pick of the day.
We don't like guaranteed.
Yeah, so it's basically, yes.
I don't like that word.
Maybe we should throw out guaranteed because if you follow our ideas and we don't.
We don't want to be those guys.
But we like these picks. I'll just start off. It's very simple. Iowa versus Northwestern. Take the Iowa money line. As I mentioned before, winners of the last 6-7. At home, Iowa is 14-3 this year. They always play good at home. Northwestern is 3-7 on the road and towards the bottom of the Big Ten. I think the Hawkeyes are hot right now. They're feeling good. Northwestern has to come into Iowa. It's senior night at Carver Hawkeye Arena. I got Hawks money line. The spread was 10.5. The only reason I wouldn't take that is because we saw what happened to Nebraska where they only won by 10, and Nebraska is easily the worst team in the Big Ten. So, Iowa money line. Brian, what's your pick of the day?
I got North Carolina versus Syracuse. I went with the money line. I think the spread was 8.5, so which is a little high for. I bet on North Carolina earlier in the year a few times. I think they won most of the time, but I think the games were a little close. It's big ACC matchup against Syracuse. Syracuse is probably going to come in to their North Carolina's place, and they're going to play good defense. It's going to be a good game. So if it was maybe like 5 or 4, I'd take the spread, but 8.5 is kind of high. So I like North Carolina at home. They got a good record, 21-8. So make it 22-8.
Let's hear your pick of the day, Ty.
I'm gonna go with Washington State over Oregon State. Oregon State has won 3 games this year. The boys are ready to pack the jerseys up, go home, and get the season over with. Players, coaches, fans, administration, they're done playing.
Yep.
And Washington State, they're around 500, and they shoot a lot of threes. So if they make them, it could be a blowout.
Was it spread or money line?
Money line, but the spread wouldn't be bad either.
Okay. And Eric, what's your pick of the day?
I'm going to give you guys a pick with less than minus 1,000 odds. I'm going to take the Nets. The Nets total points is 107.5 under easily. They're in Brooklyn, so Kyrie can't play. KD is still out. Vincent, they have Curry and Patty Mills to rely on to score, and they're not putting up 60 points per mine. There's no way. Yeah. They don't have fillers to run 40 more points.
All right. So you got Nets under 107.5.
Yes.
Awesome. So those.
Yeah, who did it?
The Raptors.
They do play the Raptors.
Not a bad team.
What if Fred VanVleet goes for 50? Legendary game.
The Nets total.
Not the overall game.
Yeah.
Just the Nets.
The Nets.
The Nets team scores less than 100.
Okay.
So I feel like that is all good picks, honestly. All good picks.
Just terrible.
But hey, let's start off safe the first episode, and then we could start building up our credentials. Also,
Russian soccer.
I don't know if Russian soccer is going to be happening anytime soon.
They might be canceled.
Yeah, don't get anyone canceled here.
Just ignore that.
And what we're going to do too is start keeping track of our records with the bets, like 1-0, 2-0, whatever. Our goal right now, we're wrapping up the episode. Our goal right now is post Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We're going to have a very interesting next couple weeks as I have to be away, and then we have spring break after. So we're still going to try to create content. It might be more video form. We'll figure that out and let you guys know. Make sure you follow the Instagram and TikTok, just at HomePod Advantage. Give us some likes. Tell your friends. Share it all about. Any last words from any of you guys?
Yep. Tell your mom, tell your cousin, tell your girlfriends, your boyfriends, grandma, grandpa, and that's it.
Yep. Anyone else got any final words?
If you got any great ideas in the comments, leave them.
Oh, yeah.
We're always open to ideas.
Actually,
suggestions.
I'm glad you said that. We will start adding another segment here where we answer questions from fans that are sports related. It can be about anything, and that will probably be through our Instagram. We'll make it work with TikTok too if we have to. Yeah. So we'll just post that on our story, send us questions. Other than that, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode.